Many Jewish adults feel unsafe in the United States, according to a new AP-NORC poll.
Yeah, and a majority say they feel less safe than they did before the Hamas October 2023 attack on Israel. Joining us now is Sam Yerbi, a USC law professor and Jewish community leader. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. I want to go ahead and dive into the numbers right away because they're pretty staggering. 3 in 10 Jewish adults say that they or someone in their household has experienced physical assault, verbal abuse, online harassment, or damaged property because of their Jewish background over the last year. This is according to the survey we were just talking about. 4 out of 10 adults say that they hid their identity to avoid harassment. Are these findings surprising to you in the leadership position you're in, or is this kind of what you've been seeing the last year and a half?
Thank you for having me on and covering this important issue. I think for most American Jews, we've gone from a feeling of shock and horror at the spike of anti-Semitism to a painful realization that anti-Semitism has become normalized. Perpetrators seem to no longer feel any shame or face any consequences for expressing their hate publicly or even engaging in hate-fueled violence. So for many of us, it's no longer a question of if our family or community will encounter anti-Semitism. It's a question of when, where, and from whom.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's part of the problem here, that many adults are saying that they've seen that shift since the October 7th attacks, that people don't feel shame and they feel very comfortable expressing anti-Semitic views. What are you hearing and seeing in your local community, and how do you bring back shame to that?
Yeah, I think the oldest assumption was that anti-Semitism lived on the fringes, but today it's being laundered into the mainstream from multiple directions, from conspiracy theories about Jewish power to demonization of Jewish identity. You hear it from teachers and on college campuses, from politicians and campaigns, from artists. And it really runs a gamut from making comments about Israelis in Israel to Zionists, and now really about Jews in general. And we feel it throughout Los Angeles. We've seen anti-Semitic hate crimes, we've seen violence, and a lot of us are really worried about what the future holds.
I want to say, I've looked at my social media feed. I've looked at other people's social media feed. It seems like this is also like it spans both conservatives and liberals in a lot of sense. Both groups of people are participating in some of this hate. The study also found Jewish adults are divided over whether protesting Israel is a form of anti-Semitism. In the survey itself, it says half believed it is, the other half saying it isn't. Is Judaism and Zionism being conflated more frequently? What's happening here? Why are we seeing this happening kind of across all politics?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Just as to the first question, the mainstreaming of this extremism is coming from both the far left and the far right, and there's even a concerted effort to silence Jews from engaging in politics. So I think many Jews feel really politically homeless at this moment. And in terms of Zionism, that really the definition of Zionism just means the idea that the Jewish people should have a right to live safely and freely in our ancestral homeland of Israel. And I think what people who have conflated this idea that all Jews are responsible for what may be taking place in the Middle East. There was been a war that Israel had to undertake after the heinous October 7th, 2023 attacks by Hamas. But really Zionism is not the white supremacy, it's not colonialism. It really is a form of self-determination for the Jewish people that has roots that goes back really millennia.
So then where is this idea coming from? Because that's not what you hear when there is debate about Zionism.
Yeah, I think the idea that there's been a redefinition by people who view Zionism as a colonial, white supremacist movement. Really, most Jews in Israel, most Israelis look like me. I was actually from the Middle East. We have what's called Sephardic or Mizrahi background. The majority of Israelis are not European descent. And there's really a hope that there can be a two-state solution for the Israelis and the Palestinians. But those who claim to be anti-Zionist or anti-Israel don't want to see any Jews living in Israel. And all that really is a call for is violence against Jews in Israel and sadly across the United States as well.
Yeah, and sadly, of course, that's what we're seeing and reporting on daily. So what do you do for local communities? Because, of course, you can't snap your fingers and change people's mindsets overnight. Is it extra security? Is it awareness campaigns? What do you do in the wake of this?
That's a great question. I think it's all of that. And fortunately, the Jewish community has great allies, but we need more. We need people who are going to stand up and confront anti-Semitism with the same moral urgency that we would face any form of hatred, whether it's anti-Asian, anti-Latino, and racism, homophobia, and that really comes down to enforcing anti-hate crime laws, increasing police patrols around sensitive houses of worship, and then passing what's called bubble zones or safe zones that was passed in New York to make sure people can worship safely, whether it's a synagogue, a mosque, or a church, because we've seen those institutions become targets.
Well, it's a really important topic, and thank you so much for being with us this morning. We really appreciate you diving into this.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.